Welcome to Bandit's Keep Actual Play. Today I'm continuing my solo original Dungeons & Dragons campaign using Chainmail as the combat system, and we are focusing in on the Rangers of Arkfall. They're my high-level party, if you will, 3rd, 4th, 5th level, and they've got a few options, so let's see what they're going to do this week. Okay, so it's July 7th, and I have a choice to make here. I've got the Rangers of Arkfall, who have, well, a very old map from back when they had a patron that was hiring them. They have a location that they discovered when they had helped stop that cult that we never went back to. And they could also just buy maps because there's some maps available. I also have the Foxes who are trying to finish up that mega dungeon, for lack of a better word. And I have mappers, of course, that could go out. So I don't know which one I want to put out today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll a d8. I'm less interested in putting on a mapper, to be honest, so I'm going to say we're going to break it up as follows. On a 1 or a 2, it will be a mapper, one of Vonnie's mappers. 3, 4, 5 will be the Foxes. 6, 7, 8 will be the Rangers. Okay, Rangers. So while we're here, do the Rangers want to buy a map? I'm just going to, here's the thing. The maps come and go, right? So I kind of want to have them buy a map because that keeps the rest of the everything going. But, I don't want to overly influence just because I want to get rid of maps. So I'm just going to make it a 50-50 chance. Do they want to buy a map, or do they want to check out one of the locations that they already have, or maybe more? So again, let's do a D8. Let's go 1, 2, 3. They buy a map. 4, 5, 6. They go to a location they already have. 7, 8. We'll do some combination of the two. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so they're going to go to one of the locations they already have. Okay, so we've got a very close location, and we have a far location. So 1, 2, 3 is the close location. Yep. All right. So they're going to hit this close location. Now, just to remind you that I'm going to set all this up. They are actually, I think they start from this house. I'll check. But a while back, I'm not sure how clear this is going to be with the plastic. Oh, yeah, you can see that. So a while back, they went here to stop a cult from doing a sacrifice, right? That was one of the missions they had. This building right here, they never explored. And below it, of course, I know, they don't know, is this. So this is basically the adventure, this plus this. Now that was, in my notes here, November the 18th. So we're going to make some rolls when we get set up here to decide, in fact, let's just do it now. I'm going to say for every month that has gone by, so that's December, January, February, March, April, May, June, that's 7 months, I'm going to roll d6. If a 1 comes up on the d6, that's 7, 4, 5, 7, then somebody else has come to occupy it. And I'm going to roll it in here, and we're going to count them from here to here, and that'll tell us like which month it happened. So in other words, like how long they've been there. Assuming there's anybody. Oh, look at that. There is a 1, and it's the furthest die over. So it's literally they've been there a month. So something has just recently moved in. So that means that there's a very good chance that the recently moved in thing hasn't occupied this yet and checked it out. They're kind of, this is the surface level area, right? So I'm going to say there's a 1 in 6 chance that they're in here and they've raided this dungeon, and the rest means they're just up here. Okay, so it's something up top. That could be anything. This hex happens to be, if I remember right, it was... That's what I don't have written down. I think it was down here somewhere. I want to say it was in the plains or the mountains. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go look back at the old video, get this all set up, and when I come back, I'll figure out exactly where it was. We'll see what the location was. We'll roll a random monster for that location, and we'll see that's the monster that's there. All right, so they're in the mountains, the location that they're going to. Now, I think, in fact, just in case you're confused, because you may be like, hold on, did the Rangers do this? No, not exactly. The Fangs, which made up part of what became the Rangers, did it. And at that point, they were leaving from there. So now they're the Rangers. They own the map because it's the same people. They went to this hex, which is a mountain hex. So I want to figure out what occupied this hex. But before I do that, because I want to make sure I'm being fair, this group, if you're new here or you just don't remember, effectively has a fighter, a cleric, and 4 magic users. So they are not a very martial, as they would say, group. So what they're going to do, knowing where they're going and knowing there's a big open area, they might need to like have people watch their back when they go down is they're going to hire out, and they can do this because they're high enough level that they, normally in a campaign where I have heroic characters and they've had time, I'm not going to bother rolling to see if they can hire people. There's just people available. If it becomes an issue with not bringing back survivors, not paying people, stuff like that, then it becomes an issue. But in this case, it's not the case. They should easily be able to hire some horsemen. I'm going to say there's going to be available from 10 to 60 light horse, which will be bow with spear. I'm not going to hire all of them, but I'm just curious how many are around. 10. All right, we'll take them all then. So we're going to hire 10 light horse archers. All right, they're going to go with us. In addition to that, so the party itself is 6 members. They have 2 pack handlers that they always have. So that's 8. So there's 18 members of this party. That matters for evasion if it becomes an issue, although it probably won't because we're on horseback. I think we can get to the place in one day. But now I want to roll to see what's there. We know something has set up a camp there. I'm going to roll here, D8, 7. Dragon. So, dragon. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to roll. Now, dragon doesn't actually mean dragon. It can mean dragon, but it doesn't mean dragon necessarily. And we're going to roll on the dragon list here. There's 12 things here. They're not all actual dragons, thankfully, because I don't know that we could take a real dragon. 5. 5, I think, is an actual dragon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a red dragon. That is not ideal. Okay, so a red dragon has set up a lair here. So let's see. Now, they just got there this month. So they may or may not. I'm going to roll for a total number that could possibly be there, and then we're going to ask the dice some questions before we actually set this up. So dragons in general come in groups of 1 to 4. So basically they can be like families. Okay, 4. So 4 means, I'll check to ensure this, but 4 means basically 2 adults and 2 young. So since they've only been there a month, is this, get some dice here. Since they've only been there a month, is this like a single dragon that's scouting the place? So it would be an adult dragon, obviously. Or is the whole family moved in? So I'm going to ask the question. I'm going to roll the bones, because rolling the bones is always fun. And the question is this just a single dragon that's moved there so far? And then the other ones will come. And of course, that can be problematic later if we kill a dragon, but there's no way we're taking out 4 dragons. I can tell you that right now. All right. So what we have in the bones here is no, yes, yes. So there is just a single dragon. This die that has nothing on it is the one that could give us either good or ill omen. That rolled nothing, so we're not going to worry about it. And what we're going to say is there's a dragon, a single dragon, and we know it's a group of 4. So let me just quickly check the rules here. It's part of a group of 4 to see what it says. I'm pretty sure that that means that dragons, 2 or more dragons. If 2 dragons are encountered, they will be mated pair of at least the 4th age category. If 3 or 4 dragons are encountered, they will constitute a family group of male, female, and 1 or 2 young. The adults will be of 4th or greater age category, which is again the same. The young of 1st. If the young are attacked, both parents will automatically use their breath weapons. Okay, so here we go. They can be, what does it say, at least the 4th? Okay, so they can be 4th, 5th, or 6th age category. We'll roll for each of the 2 adults, but we're going to assume that, I mean, you know, the way these things are set up is the female dragon gets a bonus, the mama as it would be, if the children are attacked. So that makes me think that if one of the dragons left to go scout and the other one stayed with the children, it would be the female with the children. So we're going to roll for both dragons. The black die will be the male dragon. The white die will be the female dragon. They are age category 4, 5, or 6. So this is a D3 roll, basically. Did I just say black for male, white for female? That's what it is. Okay, so the male is age category 6. The female is age category 4. Okay, make a note of this. Okay, so what we have here in occupying the space is a single, very old, well, Yeah, very old. Male dragon. It is a red dragon, which means that it has from 9 to 11 hit dice. I actually had people ask about that, like how do you figure that out? Well, 9, 10, 11. So you roll a d3. 10. So it's 10 hit dice. So what that effectively means in OD&D, although we're not using those exact rules, is that the dragon would do 6 points per die of damage, so their breath weapon would do 60 damage. So dragon's breath is pretty powerful, but we don't use that. And in fact, in my system, it might even be more powerful. Let's take a quick look at the red dragons. We have a chance of talking, 85%, chance of sleeping, 20. So it might have flown there and now it's sleeping, so we do have a chance there. Red dragons inhabit mountainous and hilly regions. That works perfect. If they can talk, there's a 15% chance it can use magic, 1st through 3rd levels. So we'll deal with that when we encounter the dragon. But what we're going to do is go there. Now, a dragon's a pretty big deal, although it's only been there a month. So, because a party might, I mean, I've already decided they're going there. So we may make some quick changes here. I feel like if a dragon moved in, there's at least some chance that rumors would have come back to them. So let's give it a very small chance. On a 1, they know there could be a dragon here. Yes. Okay. So now let's think about this. If they know there's a dragon, would they still go? And would they just approach it differently? Because they would know, or they think anyways, that a dragon is not going to fit in here. So they could go there, get into where they want to get, possibly loot it, and get out without the dragon finding them. They could also try to take the dragon out with a good plan, right? A dragon is not invincible, though a dragon is very, very tough. So let's just take a quick look at the magic users. Nobody is 5th level. So we don't have any lightning bolt spells or anything powerful like that. Frankly, the weaponry that we have is going to be not very useful against the dragon. I think that realistically, defeating a dragon is going to be nearly impossible with this group. So I do think that now that we've researched that, they realize they're not going for this dragon. But now this spot now has a dragon. So that is a fact of the world. In fact, all the dragons will be there next time. So now they got to make a choice. Let's see if they want to buy a map. God, they're chicken. I hate to chicken out, guys, but honestly, a red dragon will instantly kill. Just so you understand, for those who haven't played my system, first of all, a dragon can't be hurt by normal types at all. So like the horsemen can't do anything. They can't do anything to this dragon. It would just instantly kill them, more or less. Everybody else has a little bit of a chance, but let's take a look. The magic users are all, first of all, the cleric can't hurt it at all because they're a normal type. The magic users are, I think they're all wizard -4. I mean, the fighter is a hero, which is decent. The magic users are all wizard -4. So when we look at the fantasy combat charts, a hero needs to roll an 11 on 2d6 to hit a dragon. They will then do their hit dice and damage. And of course, the dragon has 10 hit dice. So they'll do 4 damage against dragon if they roll an 11 on 2d6. The dragon, on the other hand, needs to roll a 5 to hit the hero and does 10 hit dice of damage, which means instant dead hero. The magic users are wizard -4. So they actually, it's impossible for them to hit the dragon. Actually, I'm looking at the wrong thing. They need a 12, so does the hero. It's actually impossible for the magic users to hit the dragon because wizard -4, so a wizard against a dragon needs a 9, but -4 would make them, they need a 13, which is impossible to roll on 2d6. I guess it's not impossible if you have a magic weapon, which some of them do, I think, but again, not worthy of being able to fight a dragon. This guy has a sword +2. He'd probably have the best chance. it's just not worth it. You know, there would be no way. Like if I had a party of 6 heroes, maybe, but it's just not possible to kill a dragon. So I'm I'm talking my way out of it, and we're not going to fight the dragon. We're moving on. No dragon. So let's see what maps are available. So we have these available to us. Now I remember there being several of these small ones. It might be worthwhile for the party to pick up a couple small ones and maybe get them on the way, because their other location, right, the map that they know about is over here somewhere. I'd have to look, but it's somewhere in this direction. And I think a lot of these maps are in these areas somewhere. So like this one is 3.5 from the thing and 9.5 this way. So this map here is somewhere over here. That might be worthwhile to buy because we're going to be over there anyway. So maybe we'll take a bigger group with us and just kind of hit both places if we can. It might be a long time in the field, but it might be worth it if we bring like a little bit of a party with us. This one is probably somewhere in the middle section and near the bottom. So that's on the way. So this one's definitely a good option. This one is kind of in the top over there. So that's not the best place for me. This one's up here, actually. I could scoot up there. It's 2 over, 4.5 down. So it's like around here. We could just ride up there and get it. That'll probably take like just a couple of days because it's only a ghoul's lair. And then come down and, yeah, you know what? I think we're going to do that. We're going to purchase this map. Nope. This map, which is to a potion of flying and clairvoyance, which could be useful. Flying especially. And we're going to pick up this one, which is a map. This one's orcs and a Balrog. Oof. Balrog is also tough. But it's kind of on the way, and I think we might be able to get in there and recover a little bit of treasure and come back. I think we're going to do it. We're going to pick this up, and it is going to change our composition a little bit because we're going to be stopping along the way. So we're going to take these down, and let's see. All right, so it's July 7th. The party realizes that a dragon might be more than they can face, quickly changes plans, buys a couple of maps, and they leave behind at home base Zara, our 5th level magic user, to assemble our heavy foot. Now, we're hoping to get, well, I'm going to do the same thing I did before. There's going to be I think there'll be more heavy foot available than there would have been horsemen. So we're going to go 2d6 times 10 is how many are available. Okay, there's 70 available. I think we have horsemen too. I think she's going to recruit 30 of them. Okay, and basically the way I do this is we pay them the normal monthly thing, and then for every day that they fight, we pay them 10 times that rate. So just in case you're curious about that. So basically a heavy foot costs 3 gold pieces per month. So we pay them 3 gold pieces. They're not going to be out for, well, maybe for more than a month. But then we pay them 30 per day of actually fighting. So at the least they're going to get is 33 if they get out there and fight one day, which hopefully is how long this is going to take. So that seems to keep everybody happy. And I've rolled a couple times for loyalty, and that seems to work. So, all right, here we go. Day 1. We're using, again, this map, and we're using OD&D's section here. So we are in the clear. We are on, again, we're on light horses. Light horses give us 10 movement points. First, we roll to see if we get lost. In the clear, on a 1, we get lost. 3, we do not. Okay, so we can move 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we stop. We're in the clear. We roll for an encounter. On a 6 is an encounter. There's not. And, you know, as usual, we take 3 weeks rations. That day goes by. Day 2. Do we get lost? We do not. 1, 2, 3. And then it costs 3 to get into the mountains. So we get to the ghoul's lair on this day, which is the second day. And again, because this is just some simple ghouls here with a potion of healing, I'm going to say this is just some kind of cave. And you know, maybe there was an adventuring party that got too close. So we move our way through the area. I'm going to leave the horsemen behind because I feel like, well, actually, let's use some oracles for this kind of thing. We know it's up here. And we know, again, with just some ghouls, first of all, some ghouls. How many ghouls? So we look in our monster book. This is basically, you know, more or less exactly what the numbers that you'd run into in OD&D as well. You know, straight up OD&D. All right, so ghouls we can get from 2 to 24. So we're talking about 2d12. If there's a lot of them, they're going to, okay, 6 and that's 12. Okay, yeah. Being that there's 18 of them, I'm going to say that they're not just a couple people in a cave. 18 is a fairly decent amount. So we're going to say that they're in an area. They've got like a, I don't know, a ghoul village or something. So we are going, and they're going to probably try to ambush us. If you've been enjoying these actual plays, and I imagine you have since you're still here, please do consider liking and subscribing and doing all the cool YouTube stuff. If you check the description below, you'll find a link to my t-shirts, if you'd like one of those, and also to my Discord and Patreon if you'd like to support the channel. I'll talk to you soon.